Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene. That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
Snowflakes that fall across my eyes cannot compare to dark surprise. This new becomes old. What's old is you. When I first lay my eyes on you, I do not care for the wind.
In my field, a lot of people ask me, how do children come back from these traumatic events they go through?
Fires or the bridge you're on. It doesn't
How does a 7-year-old make sense of their parents' divorce? An 11-year-old deal with having leukemia, or the trauma of losing someone very close to them? I can't tell them one answer because it's always a little bit different for each person. But the thing I still don't understand is, what defines that little bit? How can the smallest thing ease the pain of something so terrible? Closest I've come to finding an answer to this question is through a girl I've come to know very well.
Rachel? Rachel? Rachel, I need you to remain calm during our session today. You're going to hear some familiar voices, and I need you to listen carefully. As you know, this is a very important week for you, and we have a lot to get through. Now let's get started.
Of course, I remember that day. I don't think any of us could forget it. I had just gotten back from a long business trip and surprised Rachel and Christy, her mom. Oh, but I guess you already know that. I remember Hannah came over that day. Her and Rachel needed to rehearse for a musical they were in, and I volunteered to play while they practiced their lines and dances. You're doing so great, Ray. This was a few days before the accident. I just remember how happy and innocent they were playing together. I even remember Hannah was upset because Rachel got to play Rapunzel and Hannah was stuck with the witch or something. So Rachel told the teacher she was too nervous and asked to be a witch just like Hannah. So if you want to know who my daughter is, that's who she is. A caring, beautiful girl. No matter what anyone says about her, I know there's still a little bit of my Ray in her. This is where I spend most of my nights and weekends now. After 4 months of silent dinners, I moved out. In some ways, she's worse off than me.
You left me there waiting.
I used to play guitar practically every day through high school and college. The songs are different from anything else in my life. They remain unchanged. They sound the same as they did 10, even 20 years ago. I know it sounds kind of lame, but I guess you can say this is what's gotten me through the whole thing.
No time for.
See, that wasn't so bad. If you're okay to move on, we're going to continue now.
I weren't there.
Do you know what it's like to bury your daughter?
Pick out her coffin, plan her funeral.
Hello?
What you need to understand is that the accident cut a hole in my family. Hello? Christy, you need to stop calling me. There will always be an empty seat at our dinner table. So if you ask me, Rachel shouldn't be able to take hers back. You know what I like so much about gardening? When I prune my flowers, I do it because I know that killing them will bring them back. Sometimes even better than they were before.
I know this is hard, but you have to keep listening. You have to be able to get through this when the time comes. Can you do that?
I doubt she told you this. Hannah's mom was my best friend. I just don't understand why it has to be like this. It's been a few months. We've never even gone a few days without talking to each other. That day marked the end of a lot of great things in my life. Hannah was practically a second daughter to me.
Jesus, Christy, just leave the woman alone.
I know people see me as some cold-hearted mother who turned her back on her family. They don't get that this destroyed everything. I look at every picture of her and hear the screams and the flames.
Fighting broke out.
As much as I try to put everything behind me, it's hard to do that when everyone who I turn to has gone. I know I'm supposed to be telling you all these great things about my daughter, but let me tell you, I've been searching for those words for years.
You need to calm down. You only have a few more weeks left until your evaluation. I need you to tell me what you remember from that day. No, we're not going through this again. We've been doing this for years, and I know you know what happened. We can sit here all day, Rachel. Let's just go from the beginning. What's the first thing you remember from that day?
I don't know.
No, you do. You were obviously at the playhouse. Now what was going on?
I don't know.
You do. What happened?
I don't know.
Rachel.
Okay, I was annoyed. I was angry. I just...
She just wouldn't share. The matches were just there. She just wouldn't stop. And it just went up. I just wanted to scare her. That's all I can remember. I don't know. I just couldn't handle her. I was jealous, I guess.
Okay. Thank you, Rachel.
Even after 8 years of treatment, I can honestly say that you can never be fully redeemed from the past. Even though we can never really come back from these accidents, even though we can never really be the same, there is a way to be better, if only a little bit. I wish I could tell my patients one specific way to recover, but that's something they need to find out for themselves. The smallest thing that gives them a reason to want to be better. A pinprick of light in the dark. For me, it's them. The chance to see them find their own little bit. If there's one thing I do know, rather than letting the accident define you, use it to make yourself one step closer to being whole.